one of those days when the weather just can't make up its mind. Now, over the last few years of my degree, my parents have come to visit me loads of times. And because I finished university, God, I still sound weird saying that, they came up last week to visit me for potentially the last time. And my sister managed to get off work as well, so she came too. We did the usual sightseeing, like we went down to Speke Hall in South Liverpool, which is a really old, majestic Tudor mansion as part of the National Trust. I love exploring those sort of things, so it was quite fun. The only thing is, it's right next to Liverpool's airport, so it was pretty noisy. I was actually looking around the house in one of the rooms, and generally, someone said, "Oh, it's a really nice house, just shame they built it next to an airport." I didn't know how to react to that. We also did a bit of Beatles sightseeing because, well, it's Liverpool. It's inevitable that will happen. Best thing overall was we did a tour of John Lennon and Paul McCartney's childhood homes. Now you might be thinking, hang on, surely it's just someone's house. But actually they've preserved it so that it looks just like what it would have been like when John and Paul grew up. Tour guides were really good because they had all this information and they turned it into an actual, like, engaging story. Basically, me and my family had a lot of fun. After they left, I felt homesick. Yay, that wonderful feeling. The thing is, my parents come up to see me all the time. In fact, they come up for my graduation in like a month's time as well. But this is the first time that when they come up and visited me, there's no set time for me going home because I'm planning to stay here in Liverpool this time. So I suppose it just feels a bit weird. I want to go into either radio broadcasting or music journalism, and so far all of my contacts are up here, so really it makes sense to stay in the northwest for the time being, and then maybe move back to the southeast in a few years or so. Back in the south, I live in a ghost town where very little happens. I've probably offended most of the inhabitants and my friends and family in that town, but compared to a city, there's nothing really. Obviously, as soon as I saw all my friends, it was fine. But I do realise that homesickness can be quite a big thing, especially if you're going away from home for the first time, like either to uni, or maybe now because it's summer you're going to a summer camp, either with the Scouts or something else like that. Thankfully, there are 3 things you can do to ensure that homesickness doesn't bother you for too long. First of all, keep in contact with those back home. That reminds you that whatever or whoever you're missing at home will be there for you when you return. Then again though, don't do it all the time because you want to get used to your new environment. Then again though, don't do it all the time because you want to get used to your new environment and make the most of it. Which leads me on to number 2, keep busy. If you do nothing, you get bored. You get bored, your mind wanders, your mind starts wandering to back home, you start to feel homesick. It's a surefire equation. Formula thing. So get out there and see people, do new activities, hobbies, all that jazz. Just do something that you can only do in your new environment that makes you grow to love it. Embrace the possibilities. Hopefully it doesn't sound too cheesy. Finally, if you're still feeling a bit homesick, then do something that reminds you of home. Eat your favourite food, watch a TV show, anything that you used to do on a regular basis. Because then you realise that all your favourite things you used to be able to do at home, you can still do them in your new place. And once you get over that barrier, you realise it isn't so bad. So those are my 3 tips for dealing with homesickness, but if you have any hints, it'd be great to hear from you in the comments. And if you've liked this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel, because then it'll stop me feeling homesick. I'm kidding, I'm just pulling at your heartstrings, but I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Oh, there's last one here. I was wondering where the last one was. No, yeah, get off. Done the seesaw now, Harry. It's time to move on.